He'd already decided.
I guess he already...
All right, so Joshua just turn 1 overgrown pass, and Jadine with presumably the best turn 1 play. The Ancestral, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, well, here comes a 2-drop. What's it going to be? Dark Confidant. All right, here's going to be the question for Jadine. Basic Island doesn't allow her to cast Terminate, but a Fatal Push, a Lightning Bolt would be a great way to go ahead and get that. All right, Thought Scour.
Thought Scour. Now, she's a very sound technical player. She plays technically very well. So she could have it and just be following the correct motions of Thought Scouring first. She's not the type that's just gonna.
Yeah.
But the fact that she fired off her Serum Visions does kind of indicate that she might not have a way to deal with this Dark Confidant in hand.
It looks like that's the case. All right. This is a great feeling in Modern when you get to untap with
we just talked about this. We said
yes.
It never lives, and now it does.
It never lives, but it does here. So Blackleaf Cliffs for no damage. And it looks like a full art Terminate.
Ooh, very nice.
I love that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, getting in for 2. Bob
And
almost never
beater?
attacks. That's the secret.
Sick.
That's a secret ability on him. He's just attacking for 2.
Mr. Maher.
Yeah, though
Raging Marine's not bad.
Yeah. If you can get the 1 attack in to make it 4/4, that makes it a lot more difficult to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Though Fatal Push, as I just watched Kevin demonstrate, really good against these creature lands because it doesn't specify non-creature.
No,
so.
it does. Yep, absolutely.
Killing a Celestial Colonnade for 1 mana was a pretty big game in that matchup that Kevin Jones was just in.
Yeah. Fatal Push, how do you feel like it's been doing? I know that was kind of the card that everyone was looking towards, and it's been played in a lot of decks. Do you feel like it's been living up to its hype?
I think it's very good in the current metagame. If more and more Grixis and Tassigurs come into play, or the Bant Eldrazi, that's where it really doesn't shine. But right now, against all these Tarmogoyf, Dark Confidant, even against Snapcaster, Vendilion Click, stuff like that, where you easily get at least getting the automatic 2, and then a lot of the times getting the 4. Like, it's good there. But yeah, here comes Tassiger. I think Joshua does have the answer to it, but
yeah.
Jadine could have a Spell Snare. Although I think her version kind of skimped on the Spell Snares.
Looks like.
I'm just deciding what to delve, I think. All right, so she opts to just tap out and keep a couple spells in the yard. Oh, Liliana's great here. Gets to add pressure to the board and get rid of. Yeah, that was a great draw.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah, but 2 turns from now, that Ancestral, now just 1 turn away.
Yeah.
That's a really tough thing for somebody like Joshua to come back from. Like, he has Liliana on the board right now, but really no pressure. He's not ending the game anytime soon. And Jadine getting to refill with a full grip into starting to be able to untap with Cryptic and stuff.
Absolutely. With matchups like these, card advantage is paramount. That's what's really good to determine.
For sure, especially with a play just like that. Kolaghan's command to shock Liliana, finish it off, and bring back a Tassiger. That
seems good, right?
A good old-fashioned 2-for-1.
This is why people play Kolaghan's command.
Oh yeah, that card's amazing. So we're just coming in for 4 with the Raging Ravine.
Which is good. We were able to get that counter. He was able to slide that right under.
Definitely good, but here comes Ancestral. So.
We'll see what Ancestral has to say about it.
Yeah. And it always feels like you're drawing 4. When you're and she chained the Ancestral into another Ancestral, which you'd imagine this game is going at least 4 more turns, so that's going to be another 3 cards to refill with.
Absolutely.
After some 1-for-1s.
I know one of the cards that she drew was a Creeping Tar Pit.
Yeah, that's a land that doesn't get too much love, but it really is good in these decks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shocks herself down to 11 with the Blood Crypt. I think we're going to see Suspend and then another Tassiger coming back down.
So there goes a Suspend.
And there he is again.
It's like you killed him once. And
and I think she has a Counter Squall here to protect it as well. So kind of covered on all fronts, and it looks like Joshua's hand's very land heavy. It's just like 4 lands.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah, and I mean, he could try to activate an attack for 5 into what looks like Terminate. That might just be his only play. He still is ahead on the race, so he might go for that line. I don't know that he has any other options.
This is one of the things where if you can't play around it, you...
Exactly. So there's the Terminate. I would say the tide has completely swung. If we're going by that advantage bar that
that the Pro Tour
this
had,
thing just shot
it would be
all
like
over
on just inside. It would be going off the edge, I think.
Yep. Yeah, her hand is just a bunch of spells and a threat that's going to recur spells. So,
Yeah.
you know, right now her graveyard's only terminate, so that activation could just, or even better, Cletus.
Oh, Cletus.
Cletus. Good old Cletus.
Good old Cletus.
I actually think that's a card that might get sided out. I don't think it's great in this matchup, but here, I mean, it's just, as we've mentioned, it's just a threat, and that's all you really need.
Right.
It's just something that's going to, you know, turn this into 2, maybe 3 turn clock if she decides to start animating the tar pit.
Yeah, and here we're kind of back in that situation where Josh is needing to draw like runner.
He needs to draw something really good.
But he doesn't really have the time.
No, he doesn't run Damnation in the main deck. That would be something that in this matchup isn't usually amazing, but would be okay in a spot like this.
Yeah.
Dark Confidant, not a bad follow-up, but you'd have to imagine with Jadine, after that restock grip, we'll probably have an answer to it.
Right.
Just
even if not, it's honestly not that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not that threatening with your board.
yeah, right now you're not really worried about the extra cards. You've already kind of won the card advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's going to go for the 2-turn clock, I think. Animating the tar pit here.
What we're probably going to see is Bob's third ability at some point, which is chump blocking.
Yeah, and 4th is scoop.
Yeah.
So. Yep, Josh is going to take this damage, taking 7, 8, 9, 10 down to 5.
And
Maybe we'll
let's
see the
what
Bob kill. That's actually the other
uh,
ability. Nope.
Nope, land, okay. But that's also not
That's
good.
not, it's not good.
Yay, wait.
Yep, just shows 10 million lands on a
like-
mold of 5, I believe. So that's really
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah,
But,
that is hard.
you know, that does happen. Jund runs 23, 24 lands.
And I mean, other than the Dark Confidant, which is just card draw, he doesn't even have filter. So it does happen with those decks. That is the downside of not playing Blip.
Yeah, so let's take a look at these sideboards.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking at Josh's, he has 1 Spell Bomb, 2 Angers, 3 Fulminator Bage, which we saw someone bring in against Grixis Control previously, Collective Brutality, a Kolgan's Command of his own, 1 Surgical, Ancient Grudge obviously not for here, Painful Truth he'll definitely bring in, Bitter Blossom he'll definitely bring in.
I actually wouldn't be surprised to see, is that Kitchen Finks?
Yeah.
Just the ability that it can come back sometimes is relevant.
Yeah.
I know in Jund Mirrors, that's a card that I don't hate to bring in. As for Jadine's side, also has Fulminator as an option. Another Cletus, but we won't see that here. Spell Snares in the sideboard, possibly, because there are a lot of 2s that you need to deal with.
Actually.
P and Kieran out of the sideboard is an interesting one, and I think those are coming in
Yeah, I think so.
in
as well.
place of the Cletus, most likely. And other than that, I think that'll be all she'll bring in. Probably just the P and Kieran's, though I wouldn't be too surprised to see the Fulminators.
Yeah.
Especially because Jund is overloaded with the creature lands, and sometimes you can just screw them out of a, you know, they play double black, double red.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the best things for Josh to bring in would be those Painful Truths. So like we were saying, that's part of the negative downside of Jund is you're not really able, other than the Dark Confidant, which is susceptible to removal, you're not able to like draw cards and have card advantage. Painful Truth does help with that. Bitter Blossom is also, in a way, it's the recurring threat, so that's really good.
Oh, he had a Bitter Blossom?
In his board.
Oh, okay.
In his board.
Okay, I see it now. I've seen that in the
Yes,
board before.
Bitter Blossom is
yeah,
gonna be
actually,
good
that
for
would.
him.
I think that will come in. Yeah, that
Yeah.
seems pretty good. So
Not just the recursion. It's a card that removal spells are bad against.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so both of these. Somebody asked if he's running flares. He's not on the flare build, is he?
No, I don't believe so. Let me
I
double
think
check.
it was
'cause
just
we
the
have our
Bob,
lands
the
and our
more
spells a little
standard
bit.
version.
No.
Nope, just the regular. And his 4-drop of choice was Hunt Master of the Fells.
Yes, he does have Hunt Master. 2 Hunt Masters, actually.
Yep, so
Main deck.
yeah, basically what both of these decks try to do post board is just go a little bit grindier, take out some of the more mopey cards, and you know, I think again, as we'd said, I'm still favoring Jadine, but
Yeah.
On the play and
We'll
hopefully,
see how the play affects.
and maybe
this,
Josh
yeah.
will get to keep 7. That would
Yes,
obviously ideal for him.
That would be good for him. I will agree. But Jadine hopefully keeps 7 too, and we have a good match.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, looking else if there's anything different. He does have the 3 Inquisitions, 3 Thoughtseize. Those are obviously cards that are good against Jadine.
Yeah, I think you keep most, if not all, the discard in
Yeah,
here.
absolutely, yeah. He's running one main deck. Maelstrom Pulse.
Mm-hmm. The old
Yeah.
catch-all. That's a card that's actually seen less and less play, but I don't mind having the access to 1 in the 75.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like they're still resolving their original hands.
Yeah, magic the shuffling. All right, I think they're going to draw their opening sevens.
All right. Everyone cross your fingers that they keep.
I see a lot of lands.
Whoa, like I'm seeing a lot of lands. Like, sir, this is a lot of lands.
You know, I've heard pile shuffling breaks up the land clumps. Maybe he should try using his one.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Your one pile shuffling.
All right, well, he kept.
He kept it.
I think it had a 2-drop here. It has a Goyf, so. Oh, are we going to see an 0-1 Tarmogoyf? No, I think you're a spells. Serum Vision? No. We might see the 0-1
another...
Tarmogoyf.
Okay, so she did get another really great start. With
That's the best start, yeah.
This is why I play this deck.
Yep.
It has to be what you feel when you're able to do that on turn 1. Especially against in a match like this, because you know it's going to go to the turn.
Oh, it's going to that
It's
turn.
going. There's no way. Which is actually kind of scary in Modern, right? Is you might like suspend Ancestral and the person sits down and goes like, you know, like the best draw from Affinity, and you might not get to that.
Oh yeah, and decks like that burn. These decks that try to kill you by turn 3 or 4. The worst feeling, I've never had it happen with Ancestral, but I've had it happen with Wasteland Strangler. They can exile. However that mechanic worked, they exile the suspended spell.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yes. I remember.
I don't remember the name of the mechanic.
Because that was like a thing.
But yeah, so like that's another weird thing
that's
that the Eldrazi and Taxes deck does play Wasteland Strangler. So.
Oh.
But yeah, we got a 1/2 Tarmogoyf here. This is the reason the card cost the big bucks, ladies and gentlemen. For times like these.
Can't you see why it's so great?
It can be bolted. That is another rare sight you rarely see.
You very rarely see a Tarmogoyf that can be bolted. Now that is a unique take a picture.
Yeah, that was the unicorn of Modern.
That
right
never happens. I promise. And I don't think Josh did anything wrong in that situation.
No, for sure.
He just his hand is priced into doing certain things.
Yeah, I mean that's his only threat.
I see a bolt.
There's a bolt. There's a Kolaghan's Command. Is he going to Kolaghan's Command, return, and discard upkeep? Looks like that's the play.
Absolutely.
Raven's Crime is considerably worse when your opponent has 6 cards in hand, but getting a Goyf back here would not be bad.
Yeah. He doesn't have much else going on.
Yeah, his hand's a bolt and 2 lands, I believe, so.
Yeah.
Kind of priced into this, and even if Jadine had a counter here, I don't know that she would even react to that.
You get to choose, so...
Exactly.
And she probably has... She has a large amount of ways to deal with the Tarmogoyf, so she's probably not even that worried about that.
Yeah, exactly.
She can also counter that, depending on her counter spell on the way down.
Yeah, and I think the story of this match has been Josh seems to be really floating out. That was another land off the top for him, which... Definitely not what you want to see here. He's wanting some, painful truths or just his hard-hitting threats. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I think he's priced into playing the Goyf here. And I mean, if I'm in Josh's shoes, I'm like, this is never sticking around. And 2 turns from now, Jadine is refueling her entire grip.
Yeah, absolutely.
When the worst card in her hand was Tassiger to discard, that's a scary sight.
You're sitting on the other side of the table and you just go in the tank and you're wondering what could have led you here.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Josh gets home and sells these cards off to buy the Grixis cards, because, they share a lot of cards.
Like, dang.
Sell those Goyfs for some Ancestrals.
You make a profit on that.
Yeah. Yeah, you have some spending money left over.
MTG finance advice right here.
So we got a Kolaghan's Command to return that Tassiger and make Josh discard a card, which discards that Superfluous land, so...
That basically just completely negated his Kolaghan's Command.
Yep.
Other than the fact that
Kolaghan's Command is great in Josh's deck, but it's just so amazing in Jadine's deck. Oh wow, and Kieran, this is just another very tough to deal with card for Jund, which is always trying to 1-for-1. Maybe sneaks a 2-for-1 in there, but Thopters plus a 2/2. We're gonna bolt the 2/2, but I mean the damage has been done. These Thopters are gonna fly over. Goyf is quite large right now, so she will take a hit from that. But again, after an Ancestral result, she's got to be able to find an answer to that.
So let's see what Josh can rip off the top.
I think it was another land.
Oh, I see something.
Oh, he has a Maelstrom Pulse, so I mean, Yeah,
Okay.
using that on Thopters is kind of a
Ouch.
last... You don't want to do that just yet, I don't think.
Yeah, you kind of turn one of your cards into like a half of their card, I guess.
Yeah. All right, Jadine's just going to take the 3
Take
here. Oh, it was a Scavenging Ooze, I believe is the other card.
Scavenging
Okay, that's
Ooze.
a pretty good one.
Hey. At least he has some way to interact with the graveyard.
Yeah, Scavenging Ooze, you know, late game when you have a lot of green open and there's a lot of creatures, is a great draw. Here it's not amazing, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
And
the problem is you really want to play that on 2. If you're going to play it early before you have tons of green mana, you want to play it on 2 and just slowly eat everything out of the graveyard, because as you can see, she has so many
delve
things
cards,
already.
yeah.
It's...
yeah, there she goes drawing the 4 cards. What's crazy is she's just eked so much value out of both these games. Hasn't played a Snapcaster, which is presumably the best value card in this matchup. So,
absolutely.
you know, I guess, terminate on the Skoos. So that's just really a sign of strength if not even worried about the Tarmogoyf here. Yeah, so Josh is going to go ahead, gain a life, and eat a PN Kirwan out of the graveyard on its way out. But yeah, huge sign of strength from Jadine. Here comes maybe Serum Visions. All right.
Yep, absolutely.
And this just feels like she has the Fatal Push the way that this turn's been sequenced. Or, I'm not sure if she plays Murderous Cut, but it just has felt like that. But at the same time, you know, she's holding a Damnation if things ever go too bad. Let's see if this is the Fatal Push. Or just, okay, a Tasigur.
I was thinking like a Tasigur.
This is a cool spot, too, where she can selectively delve and possibly lower the Tarmogoyf stats, too. I'm not sure what is in Joshua's graveyard. It looks like instant land. Creature. So, yeah, Goyf is back down to a 3-4.
They're doing the old Tarmogoyf check.
Yep. So now Tarmogoyf can't even attack into Kalitas. Not Kalitas, Tasigur. I got Kalitas on the mind now.
Yeah, now you're like... I think it's better. Tasigur is definitely better in this match.
Oh, yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, she probably boarded the Cletus out.
Yeah, I think that's a good one to board out. So Josh can decide if he would like to Maelstrom Pulse the Tasigur. Because I don't think... Obviously, it's more appealing to get the 2-for-1 on the Thopters, but as you mentioned, it's not really a 2-for-1, and Tasigur is just such a more
It's not, because
threat.
you already like wasted one of your cards for the PL.
Yep, so there's the Maelstrom
yeah.
Pulse. Going back up to 4 from the sorcery, and Jadine's just going to preserve her life total, and
she is at 12, and you know Tarmogoyf is not very
so,
small. It's a significant amount of damage.
Yeah, so Josh is empty-handed, but did have a decent follow-up with another Scavenging Ooze. Let's see what Jadine can figure out this turn. There's a Cryptic in hand. That's obviously an amazing card in this matchup.
I think that token should be.
Yeah, I don't think she's attacked yet.
Yeah, she got there.
Yeah.
She got there. She didn't need our help.
I think it might end up coming in. We'll see.
Yes, yeah.
See what the follow-up is.
It probably depends a lot on what she has and how she's going to deal with like the Goyf if she wants another chump blocker.
There's the Kolaghan's Command.
I do see a Kolaghan's Command.
That's really nice. It can kill the Scavengers, which usually wouldn't be able to get killed by that.
Right. That's something I was going to say was that he played it without leaving any mana up at all, like any green mana up at all.
Yeah, I guess she couldn't have done that in the upkeep to get the card because there is one creature in the yard, so. Otherwise, that would be a really good timing for that card. Jadine just goes ahead and fetches out a basic, keeping that life total as high as possible, and another Tasigur, I see. Yep. And she even has the Damnation in hand in case something goes horribly awry.
Yeah.
So yeah, Josh drawing off the top. He does have the Raging Ravine down there, but again, this is not looking great for him. He's got to peel one of his. If he could get a Painful Truce here, that would be step in the right direction.
That would be the step in the right direction, right?
Yep.
That would be one of the cards that would be able to catapult him to something that.
Absolutely.
So here it looks like he's just contemplating life.
Yeah, he's thinking about
like,
what's led him to this point.
I can't even attack.
Yeah.
I have a Tarmogoyf, like I have a 4/5 Tarmogoyf, I can't attack.
Yeah, now the Thopter's getting in. The slow drain here with Cryptic backup, so any reasonable spell is going to be countered.
Right.
And it's only a matter of time until she draws into one of her Snapcasters and then Snap Cryptic. And
Right, and you're sitting here as Josh. She's not playing a land, and she has cards in hand. Like, this is bad.
There's Lily. Yeah, I can see that eating the counter. You could almost let that resolve, but at the same time, you know. And bounce the Tarmogoyf?
Yeah, it's not
the tempo
that
play.
Bad for Jadine, but at the same time...
Okay, well, that was an awesome sequence.
That was amazing, yeah.
Now the bounce makes a lot more sense to me, and now she can go on the full-on offensive here.
Yes, that was a great spell snare.
That was a nice spell snare.
Which we talked about. We said, hey, Jund has a lot of 2-drops.
Yep, and just passes back, so... At this point, she's deemed the Raging Ravine not even a threat that she has to worry about. She's just passing here, and may even just have another removal spell. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
All right, so the counter's on the stack, and she's gonna go ahead. Snapcaster, yep. Cryptic.
Oh wow.
Bounce the land. Draw a card.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's
attack with my man land.
I think he'd already played his land for a turn. Oh no, he got to play it again.
Yeah, it's been played really well by Jadine.
Yeah, this has been really nice sequencing.
Yeah, Josh as well. He just got a little bit unlucky with his mulligan and his land situation.
Yeah, but this has been kind of Jadine taking Josh to school here on why you should play blue in these matchups. But yeah, I think next turn, 2 turns from now, that's going to be all she wrote. So yeah, there's Jadine taking down the match in 2. Our predictions were right, not the amount of games, but yeah, as we saw, the blue cards just really...
Looking for fun, informative Magic the Gathering analysis? Look no further than Kirwan'sGameStore.com. Team KGS has the best writers and content providers this side of Kaladesh. Whether you're looking for standard, modern, vintage, tournament reports, or deck techs, Team KGS will give you the insight and analysis to help with your Magic game. Check out Kirwan'sGameStore.com weekly for new videos and articles and see why KGS is the best place in gaming.